Picture a massive delivery fleet with a centralized dispatch center. Whenever a new route gets mapped out or a detour pops up, just one single updated headquarters instantly informs every single driver on the road. They don't have to manually tinker with their individual GPS devices. That new reality just pushes to them totally seamlessly. Well, that centralized approach, that's the exact philosophy behind the integration model we're breaking down today.
So let's look at the exact roadmap to guarantee you're fully prepped for the AB 620 exam. We're going to hit 5 critical areas. First, introducing MCP. Second, comparing MCP to standard APIs. Third, choosing the right integration. Fourth, generative orchestration. And finally, pre-built connectors.
All right, let's kick things off with our first topic, introducing the Model Context Protocol.
Think of MCP like a company-wide HR policy. Instead of every single department manager wasting time writing up their own specific rules for, say, requesting time off, HR just publishes a shared handbook once, and boom, every department automatically inherits those exact same rules. Translating that to tech, the Model Context Protocol, or MCP, is an open protocol that standardizes exactly how AI models interact with external tools and data sources. So instead of each maker or dev team writing custom integration logic from scratch, an MCP server just publishes its capabilities once. From there, any compatible agent can tap right into that shared interface.
Let's look at how this flows in the real world, using Woodgrove Bank as an example. At Woodgrove, the enterprise architecture team owns the MCP server, right? They centrally manage the tool catalog for all their back-end systems. So, when a user asks a question, the input flows to the agent reaches out to that centrally managed MCP tool, and then it delivers the result. The absolute beauty here is auto-sync. If Woodgrove's compliance team suddenly adds a new document verification function to the server, it is instantly available to every single connected agent, like their account opening agent, for example, without the maker having to lift a finger.
Now, when you're evaluating what your agent can actually do through MCP, there are some really strict rules you got to remember for the AB 620 exam. When you connect, the server exposes a few different components. First up, tools. These are your action functions, things like retrieving a customer record or checking a loan application status. Second, we have resources. These are basically file-like data the agent reads for context, like an API response or maybe a policy document. Now listen closely to this third one. The MCP specification technically defines something called prompts, but Copilot Studio does not support them right now. Literally, Microsoft does not budge on this for the exam, so burn this into your brain. Tools and resources? Good to go. Prompts? Absolutely not supported.
With that baseline locked in, let's move to topic 2 and see how this centralized setup stacks up against standard APIs.
So let's weigh the trade-offs. You can kind of think of standard connectors and REST APIs like a custom-tailored suit. They're defined per individual agent, they require manual updates whenever something changes, but the trade-off is the maker gets absolute fine-grained control over every single description and parameter. MCP, on the other hand, is much more like a standardized uniform. It's defined centrally by the server owner, updates propagate out automatically to everyone, but, and this is a huge catch, the descriptions are strictly server-dictated. You simply cannot edit them in Copilot Studio.
Knowing those differences is great, but applying them is what the exam actually tests you on. Let's hit topic 3, choosing the right integration.
Here's your core decision framework. You're going to want to choose MCP for enterprise scale, meaning when multiple agents need access to the exact same shared toolset, or when an enterprise team manages a central registry, or simply when you want auto updates. On the flip side, you strictly use standard connectors or REST APIs when only a single agent needs the integration, when you really need that fine-grained control over action descriptions, or, and this is critical, when your specific topic requires direct invocation.
That mention of direct invocation actually leads us perfectly into our fourth topic, generative orchestration, and how these tools actually get triggered.
Generative orchestration essentially acts like a super intelligent BPO dispatcher. When a customer calls in, this dispatcher doesn't just blindly dump them down some rigid phone tree. Instead, it dynamically evaluates the user's intent, checks the current conversation context, actively reads through the written descriptions of all the available tools, and then dynamically selects the absolute best tool right at runtime. It's really important to know that MCP tools are invoked exclusively through this generative orchestration mechanism.
Okay, I really need to hammer home a massive AB 620 exam pitfall here. Topics cannot call MCP servers directly, and makers cannot edit MCP tool descriptions. Let that sink in for a second.
Because generative orchestration relies entirely on that server-dictated text to make its routing decisions. Vague descriptions will cause completely inconsistent behavior. And since you can't edit those descriptions inside Copilot Studio, the quality of your orchestration depends 100% on the enterprise team owning that server. They have to write crystal clear, highly specific descriptions. Bottom line, if you need strict, deterministic, topic-controlled invocation, MCP is simply the wrong choice.
Finally, let's shift gears to our last topic and look at a bit of a shortcut: pre-built Microsoft connectors.
You see, you don't always have to build these servers from the ground up. Microsoft actually offers a really solid growing catalog of pre-built MCP connectors. We're talking Dataverse, Dynamics 365, M365 Outlook, GitHub, and Microsoft Teams. These pre-built options are fantastic because they let you add really powerful tools to your agent without having to configure a custom endpoint or manually fuss with setting up server URLs. It completely bypasses the heavy lifting for you. Which brings us to the newest preview tools out there, WorkIQ MCP. These tools basically ground your agent in real-time Microsoft 365 context, pulling from emails, calendars, and Teams chats. But for the AB620 exam, you gotta memorize the prerequisite checklist for this. It strictly requires a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, and your organization's admin must explicitly enable those specific WorkIQ MCP servers in the admin center before any maker can even try to connect their agents. So, master that checklist, understand those orchestration limits we talked about, and you'll be completely ready to tackle MCP on the exam. But as you wrap up your studying, I want to leave you with this thought to chew on. As AI models become more and more autonomous and rely entirely on generative orchestration, the biggest challenge isn't really building the tools anymore. It's whether your enterprise is disciplined enough to hand over the routing keys to an AI. Are your central descriptions really ready for that level of trust?